Okay, it's going.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, so we're going to do 2 introductions because we're videoing in 2 different platforms. So, Fun Size Fit Family, this is my friend Jewel.
Hi.
And we are going to be doing just a little chat, a couple questions that she's going to ask me, and then I'm going to ask her a question, which I don't know what I know what I'm going to ask.
Okay.
I got it. This was unplanned. So,
Okay.
we're going to be looking in 2 different places. So, just so y'all know.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, so go, Jewel.
And my baby is here, so
Yes.
if I get busy with my baby, sorry. She's so far doing pretty good. This is Camila. We nickname her Mila, so I'll call her Mila a lot. Okay, there we go. Okay, we're good.
Here we go.
Hey guys. Okay, so we're filming in Palette Reset Group, and which I think at some point I should probably just film it in Jewel Nutrition sometime.
Oh, yeah,
That'd
we
be
should do
smart.
one in there, yeah.
And Fun Size Fitness page. So
Yes.
So my Palette Reset group, we're doing 2 today. And so y'all met Brenda last week, and I'm so happy we got to have her on because it was so fun. And I wanted her to come back on again so we can finish our discussion. And I actually was like trying to prepare for us being on, and I was listening to us talk last week, and it was so funny.
It's weird to hear yourself talk.
So, but we're sitting here in my baby's playroom.
Yes.
And
We'll show
we're gonna
y'all
go through, yeah.
Mila.
Mila.
There she is.
She's 8 weeks tomorrow.
Oh.
Yay! She's 8 weeks tomorrow, and a little bit about me and Fun Size Fitness. I have a 2-year-old too. He's 2.5, and then I have a 9-year-old, and he comes home Friday. So yay.
Mom life.
Yes,
For all you busy moms of little ones out
He's
there.
normally here. He's my bonus baby, so he was with his mom. So he gets to come home Friday, and I'm so excited. So it's going to be so fun. Anyways, okay, so we're going to go into our questions. I had asked Brenda all these questions, and so she answered them for me. And we went through some of them last week, and I can always download it and you can share it.
Oh,
from what
yeah,
we
I
did
guess we
last
could do
week.
that, yeah.
So we're going to do more questions today. And so one of the big questions I wanted to ask her, because she's had such an amazing weight loss journey, weight maintenance journey, which I feel like is harder than the weight loss journey sometimes. And
Yes.
sorry about the flies. They're driving me crazy. I've been dealing with this fly problem. Anyways, so I wanted to ask her some tips. Bless you, Mila. She's like, I'm going crazy with the flies too. Okay, so the questions I wanted to ask her are, give us a tip for someone struggling with yo-yo dieting that wants to lose weight for life. Because most of my nutrition clients and my friends here in the Palette Reset group are all trying to lose weight and make lifestyle change, and I know that was me too, and that's why I became a nutritionist in the first place, and I'm sure why you became a personal trainer.
Yep.
So, what are some tips?
Well, I know the one thing, and easier said than done. I'll be upfront. I have become good at it with my health, not so much in my business, but consistency. Like, think about it like this. You brush your teeth every day. You didn't used to. It became a habit that you did as you were growing up. So one baby step at a time. I am a big baby stepper. I think Jewel is too.
Mm-hmm.
One thing at a time. If you put too much on your plate, you're just going to be like, I'm done. And you just go back to old habits. So it's I'm like looking in both places.
I know.
But consistency really is the key. If you find yourself starting to go back to, like mine was Cokes. I couldn't get off the Cokes, and gluten. I think I shared with y'all last week that I have a gluten sensitivity, and it just wreaks havoc on my gut and yada yada. But it's okay, I had it, no big deal. Like, I had gluten on Sunday. I'm paying for it still today, but I've actually been doing the Palette Reset with Jewel, which Fun Size Fitness crew I'll be asking her to give y'all a little more information about that here in a little bit. But it's consistency, and the big thing that I always say with consistency is, for me specifically, is focusing on sugars, being consistent about noticing the sugars in your diet, and first and foremost, a lot of people like to focus on carbs. Carbs are bad. And some carbs can be not great. And there are some carbs, I'm just going to use the word bad. They're bad. They wreak havoc on your body. It's just true. But your body needs carbs, right? So I like to say focus on the added sugars. You know, if you notice there's high fructose corn syrup in something you're eating, maybe switch that out with, you know, find a substitute for it. If you're drinking a whole lot of sugary drinks, or like me, I went and got 2 blueberry muffins and a Coke every morning, 5 days a week. That's a lot of freaking sugar, people.
Oh my gosh, this blueberry muffin thing. It's so funny because actually when I was struggling with my weight, before I like ever got into nutrition, I also was obsessed with blueberry muffins. And I still am.
I love them, but it's hard. So I would say, let me see, I wrote a bunch of notes for myself. Yep, that's all I wrote. Think about, think about honoring your body. The Lord only gave us one body, right? And we can be as healthy as we can. We only have control of what we have control of. So take the gift that we were given and try to honor yourself with that. So if you know that you eat something and it's, as I like to say, dishonoring my body, I know that it wreaks havoc on me, or let's just use my gluten, for instance. I don't do it very often because I pay for it for days and days and days down the road. I'm not celiac, but it does cause me issues. And I'm just going to be honest. I think we've talked about this. We might have talked about this last time, but after some of the testing I've done with my gut, I am pretty convinced that, you know, I'm sure y'all have heard the whole your gut's the second brain. I'm pretty convinced that the issues with my gut is what caused my cooties. For those that don't know me, I call it booby cooties. I had breast cancer 2.5 years ago, and 2.5 years clean, forever clean. But
that's amazing.
Yes. So I want to try to continue to honor my gut, because if your gut ain't happy, freaking nothing's happy, guys.
No, I totally agree. And I have rheumatoid arthritis. So, you know, like both of those things are very much something is silently going on in your body. You don't know exactly what's causing that to happen. For me, I really think it is associated with my stress.
Absolutely.
RA is very much associated with stress. So my inner dialogue in my brain talks to my gut, and they are connected. And you know, I have to figure out that's a whole other journey.
What you say over yourself can play a huge part in your not only your gut health, but your health in general. The words you speak over yourself. And I just wholeheartedly believe that if you just try to honor yourself the best you can. No one is perfect. I'm not perfect. Jewel knows I love me a cupcake. I love cupcakes. Yes, and so does Mila. Or Mila's gonna love cupcakes, she's saying. So anyway, so I could go on and on about that stuff, but
well, yeah, I totally agree when it comes to
they can't see it. Oh, I guess that one can.
Consistency is huge. And it being consistency in whatever it is that you're focusing on. For me with RA, I've got to focus on positive thoughts, meditation, all kinds of things. When it comes to weight loss and nutrition and health, are most of your people focusing on weight loss or strength training, or what do you?
I think it's because the handful. I would say 80 to 85% of my clients are typically premenopausal through menopause. So there is the definite strength training, because you need the muscle mass. You need the muscle mass is good for bone health and amongst a million other things. So it's kind of a combination. I think we try not to focus so much on weight. Yes, weight loss is going to happen. It's more about the health and just health in general, and helping them get through and make better habits so they can be here for their grandkids, for those that don't have grandkids, and you know, so
Yeah, so when it comes to that, being consistent with your exercise, which is why you see her, and with the nutrition part can be a really hard thing because it is constant. It's all day. You have to make the decision all day long. Like when you wake up in the morning, what you eat, when you eat a snack, if you eat lunch. So nutrition can be a totally hard part of the consistency when it comes to, wanting to make a lifestyle change, for whether you're working on a health goal for longevity or a health goal for targeted weight loss, whatever it might be. The nutrition part is super hard. So I totally feel
I struggle with it every day.
Yeah, so you just kind of have to always stay in, I always like to say, immersed in it. You have to remind yourself that that's what you're working on, because you can easily forget, and then you're just like, oh, I'm now eating chips and I forgot.
And it's hard living in this country because it's everywhere, and the commercials and the marketing and the pretty bags. I mean, I'm not gonna
100%.
lie, y'all know how I love pink. I mean, it's part of my logo, and if I see something pink on a shelf, I gravitate towards it.
Yeah.
And then I have to stop and be like, wait a second here, let me read this label. Wait, I can't pronounce half the things on here, and I put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, so I think those are all good tips. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, I love this question.
Okay.
How do you keep yourself healthy in your busy boss babe mama life?
I don't know.
I put all of those together because Brenda runs her business. She is a mom. She's a single mom. She also has to keep herself healthy in the process. And so I'm always like, how do people do it? Especially moms.
Yeah.
Well, I should say dads too. Parents.
Yeah. I know it's the consistency, like I said earlier. We all put ourselves aside first for our kids, for our work, and it's like I said with brushing your teeth. You're not going to just get up in the morning and be like, oh my gosh, I have too much going on at work, I'm not going to brush my teeth. I realize that brushing your teeth, I hear you out there, takes like 5 minutes, where a workout takes longer. But even if it's just a walk, because we do so much sitting in most people's jobs, there's a lot of sitting. And so even if you get up and do some small things, put in your routine to begin with, to do 20 squats once an hour, something like that. Go on a walk in the evening. Of course, in Texas, it
so
depends.
hot.
Yeah, like today it's super humid. Just adding some kind of movement and then making it a routine, and then maybe adding something else. Finding, like, that's the first thing we cancel is stuff on ourselves, right? Oh, I've got too much to do. I'm going to skip my workout. And that's something I had to work really hard on, was especially when I was really immersed in the Beachbody stuff. Because I was doing the videos, and I was trying to be better for not just myself, but for Kennedy. And
how old were you? How old were you, and how old was Kennedy?
I was 30. See, I got divorced so about 36. 35, 36, because it was right before Dan and I got divorced. That's when I got my heaviest, was right after. And then my friend was like, Brenda, you're having all kinds of issues. I was lucky if I went to the bathroom every 12 days.
Really?
Yes. It was like 10 to 12 days. It was bad.
That hurts my heart. Because your GI tract can get all messed up from your
I'm surprised I wasn't
stress
septic
and diet.
Yeah, it was bad. So if y'all ever see the pictures of the person I call Stella,
we have to show you in the palette reset group. We'll have to
post one. So her name is Stella. That's me. Almost 13 years ago. But I was just super unhealthy. I had a friend say one time, well, you don't know what it's like to gain 100 pounds and lose 100 pounds. And I'm like, girl, I may not know what it's like to lose 100 pounds, but my body fat was actually at 44% then. And her body fat, while she needed to lose 100 pounds, her body fat was only in, I think it was like 30, I was almost 10% higher than what she was at her heaviest. And I was only 47 pounds. Oh, I got spam coming.
Oh,
sorry,
everybody.
spam was calling my phone.
Everybody does.
But anyway, so everybody holds things different. Everybody's bodies do things different. While her body fat wasn't as high as mine, my scale wasn't as high as hers. And I
love that you say that because that's so real.
Yeah, it's totally different. I actually had, and she's actually 1 inch taller than me, not even a full inch taller than me. So it's not the whole bone mass thing, and oh, she's a tall girl. She wasn't that much taller than me. So it's just back to what I do is it's just over these last 13 years is I've just, I've gone through times where I, didn't work out as much, but now it's like, it's just part of a habit. I make time to do something, even if it's just 20 minutes. I still am part of the Beachbody Network, so I still have access to all the on-demand videos, and there's tons in there that are like 15, 20 minutes long, whether it's a stretching thing I do, sometimes it's like a little Pilates thing, which I don't usually use. Now I don't because it hurts, the planks hurt my chest right here. But, or I go for a walk.
You mentioned Beachbody because I actually started with
I
Beachbody
forgot you did.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm so distracted by these stupid
I know.
flies.
I get it.
But I started with Beachbody too because I did not know where to begin. And I actually would say I started with Weight Watchers, but I did it completely incorrectly because back then fruit was 0 points.
Yeah.
So I just ate fruit all day.
Yeah, not thinking, because fruit's great. Fruit has,
I just remember buying all this pineapple, and now that I'm a nutritionist, I know how much sugar
sugar
is in pineapple.
I had somebody one day say something about watermelons, and I said, okay, watermelons has a water in it. There's a little bit of nutritional value in it, but have you ever dropped watermelon juice on the floor and then come back later? Is it sticky or is it not sticky?
So sticky.
If it's sticky, that tells you right there how much fructose is in it. So anyway,
same with pineapple.
Yes,
I love pineapple.
now pineapple's great if you have digestive issues. A couple pieces of pineapple for it's amylase, right? Yeah,
the enzyme.
yes,
And
enzyme.
also for marinating chicken.
Yes, because do you know that if you put pineapples or pineapple juice on a steak and leave it for like, I think it's 24 or 48 hours, it'll eat through the steak?
Isn't that cool?
That's crazy, right?
I tried that experiment actually in college, and it was so cool.
Yeah, because it's the enzymes that break the meat down. So I have meat issues, or beef. I don't digest beef well, so if I do eat a little bit of steak with somebody, I always add some pineapple with it to help me
digest.
And with my enzymes. Anyway, we could talk forever.
Yes.
We might be boring y'all, but
I hope not.
I hope you're just interested.
You're like, this is awesome. But okay, we were talking about Beachbody.
Oh, Beachbody.
Yes. So yeah, I also started with Beachbody. It took me about probably 2 or 3 years to finally find Beachbody as a resource.
Yeah.
But I started
wish I would have known you back then.
I know.
I would have been your coach.
Yeah, and I had a coach that was my mom's friend, and I started with their detox. They had a detox plan. And it's so funny because I did it with
I still do that every once in a while.
I need to do it. It's been a long time. I need to do it.
So segueing into that, FYI, I still do Beachbody. If you still need coaching through the programs, I can help you. The workout programs, well, I mean any of it, but Jules is your food girl here.
I'm trying to think of the detox plan that they have.
There's the 3-day reset, and then are you talking about the month-long one, the ultimate reset? Yeah, that's hard. Actually, the ultimate reset, it took me 2 years to get myself to do it because I don't like to cook.
That's what I did.
And that's when I figured out I had beef issues, and I wasn't digesting beef because I took, it's basically reverse.
You are a vegan basically for a month.
What's the one called? Whole
30.
Is it Whole 30 that you start with? You immediately take everything out and then you work your way back up, which is hard.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those.
I think that's Whole 30.
I think it's Whole 30, where
for 30 days.
Yes, so which is great, but it's really hard when you immediately go to vegan and then start adding everything in because people struggle with that, where the Beachbody Ultimate Reset, it's backwards. So you slowly start eliminating, okay, you know, like, I can't remember how it goes because it's been so long, but you slowly eliminate things, takes you down to being vegan, and then you start adding things back in. And it's a long process, but it's so great for your digestive tract.
Yeah, that's how I started with
funny.
that.
That's
and
awesome.
then I did Insanity.
Oh.
And I love Insanity.
Yeah, see,
I'm like ready
not
to
my
do
jam.
Insanity again.
Not my jam. Although, Shanti, love you, man.
Me too. I love
and he
Shanti.
is such a great person in person, and I say that because when I was super active, I went to like 8, we have what we call summits, our little, you know, conventions. So I went to, I think, 8 of them. And so I got to do a lot of his workouts live and meet him and all that stuff. So he's a super cool dude.
He's like a celebrity to me.
But his newest program,
I want to do that.
Is my jam, because he's really big into bodybuilding right now. Like,
I want to do that.
He just actually did a contest.
I'm in his group.
I think in Dallas. Oh, are you in that group?
Yeah.
I love the new program, so we're gonna do it.
I need you to coach me through that program.
Yes, we gotta do that. It's so great.
I really
I'll do
want
it with
to
you again because I love it. But segueing into like the Ultimate Reset right now, so all of you friends and family in the Palette Reset. Okay, so up here in my fun size group, I want to segue into, and this will be kind of a refresher reminder for those of you maybe that aren't currently doing the Palette Reset right now, but you're in this group, but kind of tell the fun size crew, you know, what the Palette you know, just
about it.
Fell asleep. What the Palette Reset, like what it is, and then where you can go post the link.
Okay, so Palette Reset. Okay, let me think about a good way to explain it. Palette Reset is for somebody that has struggled with yo-yo dieting, sometimes has binge eating, kind of has like that late night eating, or just kind of stress eating, where you're kind of eating junk food, you're eating fast food maybe, or maybe you're not eating fast food, you're just eating out a lot. Somebody that's really wanting to get their diet kind of organized and back into more of a healthier state. Palette Reset is a 6-day plan to kind of get you back on track. And I say that because all of my nutrition clients end up using Palette Reset after Christmas, after vacation, after different things that they've gone through where food is more of a celebratory situation, where if you're on vacation, you don't really want to be on a diet.
Right.
So, you know, I always tell everyone, enjoy your time, try to have some flexibility and enjoy some food there. And when you get back, if it kind of went too crazy, do a Palette Reset. Same thing with like Christmas and stuff like that. So it's only 6 days. So that's why I really love it, for just resetting to get back on track with more like whole foods eating.
And actually, one, I'm doing the Palette Reset this week. One, because of my trip to Europe. While I'm thankful I didn't have any of my gluten breakouts, I had a lot of gluten. I had a lot of I mean, obviously, when bread's made, it's processed. But you know what I mean. Things that aren't necessarily
like in a package and
no, not processed like that. Actually, I'm sure most of what I had was, you know, cleanly made because it was in Europe and they don't have all the junk. But I had lots of desserts. How about that? I mean, I was in Paris. Why not? You know, and lots of croissants. But
I love croissants.
So do I, especially
my
cheddars. Anyway, but I also have a couple clients that are doing it this week with me, and I have to shout out Lainey Gerard. She is rocking it. She's getting ready to go off to college.
Yay, Lainey!
And we're teaching some new habits, but we're also kind of resetting her palate because she is 18. You know, 18-year-olds are used to eating, drinking lots of, you know, sugary coffee drinks and all that. So anyway, go back to what you're saying.
Yes, so Palette Reset is made so you can get off of basically junk food. And so I feel like it's a good baby step into getting into healthier eating if you've really struggled getting into healthier eating or being consistent with it. So it's 6 days long, and you literally take everything out of your diet and start on day one with protein only. I also have a vegan version, which I never really talk about, but I do have a vegan version if you're like trying to clean things up but you're vegan or vegetarian. And so, so day one is protein only, or it's a day of vegetables only if you're vegan. And then day two, you're gonna add in vegetables if you're doing the regular version. I'll just talk about the regular version. If you guys have questions about the vegan version, just let me know and I'll go over it. So protein only. Then day two, you have protein and vegetables. Day three, you have proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats. Day four, you add dairy. And then day five, you add fruit. And day six, you add healthy grains, which are like my version of healthy grains. They're like the less inflammatory grains. Right. And so it's 6 days of kind of starting over. You're like at zero, and then you add things in one at a time. It kind of helps you see, well, does any of this food make me have any digestive issues? Like, do you have a weird, bloating, all kinds of stuff like that, even bowel movements? Do you have any, struggle with concentration or mood?
Ooh, that's a good one. People tend to not focus on that.
Yeah, because that actually has so much to do with your food. Because if you are eating a bunch of junk food throughout the day, or just like sitting down and eat a burger and fries, and then later your blood sugar just completely tanks, it's gonna mess up your focus throughout the day. Like, you're not going to be able to focus because your blood sugar's on a sugar roller coaster. Yes. Which is, it's just going up and down, and you're hungry and you're craving and you're all over the place. And so this really helps get your blood sugar stabilized so that you're not feeling all those symptoms of like high hunger levels and cravings and stuff like that. Even last week I did the pellet reset straight through, and my hunger went down, my cravings went down. I was able to do, sometimes I do intermittent fasting, sometimes I don't. I was able to fast for a pretty long time. So it really helps with those things. So it's only 6 days. Day 7 is a free day, and you can enjoy whatever you feel like having, which I know sounds weird, but then you continue on with the program as you go on in my nutrition program, which I'm teaching in my Palate Reset group. This whole 6 weeks I'm teaching my program just for fun, so that one, it's good practice for me to teach it online, but
I
also
learn it. I'm working on learning it. I'm looking at my crew up top, y'all. Working on learning it too, so I can help Jewel as she starts her new position. Yeah. Have you announced it?
I haven't.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm like, my Palate Reset group's like my little family, and some of you guys know that I did get offered a new position at UNT Health Science Center. So, but I'll go into it more later. Yeah. Anyway, but so yeah, it's a really good program, and I teach you basically how to lose weight, but like in real life, not just like put yourself in a cave and never eat again and never. You
can never go to a party again.
So that's basically Palate Reset.
Yeah, so it's really great. So if you have any questions, Fun Size Crew, let me know, because Jewel is amazing. I am learning her program along with her, and I would love to. I know she would love to have you too.
Yes, it's so fun. I hope you guys are having fun in Palate Reset group this week. I'm like, I need to get on live and teach you guys about carb counting and calorie counting and stuff like that.
So really quick on the carb counting, because that's what a lot of people, and I know we're hitting 30 minutes here, so we probably need to get off. But, and she's got to leave soon. But really quick before we close out, when it comes to carbs, so many people focus on, because society, carbs are horrible, you can't have carbs. Again, like I said earlier, you need carbs, just a better version of carbs. So what carbs, like, okay, let me ask, is rice okay in moderation?
Yes, I say all carbs are okay in whatever the gram.
Okay, this is driving me crazy.
Oh,
okay, sorry.
So I will set specific carb goals, like stay within this range. Now, I specialize in weight loss. I help people lose weight. And so if you're trying to lose weight, you do have to cut your carbs.
Yes,
you don't have to.
That's true.
You don't have to not eat any carbs.
Right.
But you have to cut them down so that your body can metabolize fat, basically burn fat. And so in order to do that, you have to cut down your carbs to a specific number that's
Right.
going to kind of match your metabolism. And so for each person I meet with, I have even figured it out kind of per height, how many grams of carbs you need to eat to be able to lose weight. And so, and I count net carbs, and net carbs are a calculation of carbs minus fiber, minus sugar, alcohol if they're in a food product. But the fiber is something that you don't need to count that. That doesn't affect your blood sugar. That only helps your body.
Right.
So,
and it helps you process other things.
So a net carb is a calculation of carbs minus fiber, because we don't need to count fiber as a carbohydrate. I know that's a little technical, but in the total carb on a nutrition label, it includes fiber.
Right. And the net carbs is the actual energy carbs.
Yes.
The carbs that feed your energy source. So if you have too many net carbs, stop me if I'm saying this wrong. Too many net carbs, then your body's not going to go, well, I don't need to pull from that fat over there because I got enough right here. And
exactly
what you're putting in your mouth. Your body's going to go to the path of least resistance.
Totally. So, when it comes to anybody that I visit with for nutrition or teach about online, I really don't care where your carbs are coming from, because I want you to also have carbs that you like. So if it's like you want to eat a cracker, well, maybe a cracker is not the healthiest version of a carb, but it also, you enjoy it, you like it. As long as it's within the numbers that I give you, your body is going to burn fat. And of course, we want to try and over time get into the healthiest versions of carbs, which is going to be like carbs from eating fruit, carbs from vegetables, carbs from, I'm not even going to say whole grains, more like carbs from beans and stuff like that. But if you're eating some carbs from a pizza, I'm not worried about it. As long as it stays within your numbers, you're going to lose weight. Yeah. And of course, if you have like any sort of GI issues or inflammatory issues, or have a family history of those things, just stay away from gluten. That's not a good carb, but you can do sourdough bread instead.
Yeah, sourdough bread, I don't have as big of an issue.
I actually have this lady that makes excellent sourdough bread and delivers it, so I need to like put her in the group.
Yes, you do.
It's so good.
Yes.
So,
I mean, that would be a luxury for me, sourdough every once in a while.
But. Yeah, it's so good. It's so fresh too. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our live.
Yes.
And
I know we were a little all over the place.
I'm so happy to be on Brenda's live.
Yes.
So hi,
welcome to Jewel. We're going to be trying to do this every week. I'm hoping that we can keep it on Wednesdays. I do have a commitment that I'm starting back next week for 6 weeks. So hopefully every Wednesday about this time I'll be able to keep this time, and of course depending on Jewel's schedule. But we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Also, let us know if you have questions.
Yes.